Hello and welcome. My name is Moritz Eckert, and in this video we're going to walk through steps of upgrading a Constellation cluster. So here I have my terminal environment. I've created a Constellation cluster. Let's see which version that is. So I used Constellation version 2.80, which at the time of this recording was the previous release. And we can see that the cluster is operational and up and running. One control plane node, two worker nodes. If we go into our cloud subscription portal, this is running on Azure. We can see the resources for this cluster here. If you go into our documentation under workflows, there's the upgrade your cluster section. And this describes the steps that we're going to do now for upgrading the cluster. And essentially what is described here is what we do. We need to upgrade the CLI first, and then we upgrade the cluster to the latest version, and then you can potentially do other upgrades like upgrade a Kubernetes version as well. And the first thing would be upgrading the CLI. In here, I've already installed the latest CLI version 2.91, did all of the supply chain security measures of verifying this is indeed the right CLI I've downloaded. So now I can use that CLI for upgrading my cluster. So I can say Constellation upgrade check, and it will tell me what options I have for upgrading, providing me a viable upgrade path. And Constellation will always do single steps, so one version at a time, and I have to do every step until I reach my desired version. In this case, my goal is going from the version 2.8 that's currently running to the latest version, which is 2.91. Okay, so this is what the command returned. It showed me some Terraform specifics and essentially telling me that I can upgrade my image from 2.8 to 2.0. That will also upgrade the measurements that are connected or that represent that image. And of course, I can then verify what these measurement upgrades mean, but all of that is part of the documentation and also content of another video. I'm not going to go into the details now. And what I want to do is I want to upgrade to the latest patch version, which is 2.91, which is shown here. So now I can write that upgrades into the config using the upgrade config. So let's look at the config file. So it wrote the 2.90 and the 2.91 microservice version. I want the 2.91 version, so let me fill in the 2.91 version, and then what I can do is Constellation config fetch measurements, and this will upgrade the measurements to the 9.1 version as well in here. All right. And now I can do the Constellation upgrade apply, and this will now take the state that I've described or that I've updated my config file and apply that to the cluster. yes, confirm. So now it asked me for a confirmation. And essentially what happens here is that I have some slight updates in this version upgrade of the scale sets, and the way we describe them in Terraform, so I want to apply those migrations as well. Okay, so now the upgrade apply has completed, and of course we do the upgrades in a rolling manner. So if you have multiple nodes, it can take a bit of time until all nodes have been replaced by newer nodes. We can go into the Azure portal, and if we go to the worker scale set, let's see if we can actually observe that here. In this case, not yet. Maybe we can see it in the control plane. Also not. Okay, so once things are happening, we should see that the nodes get replaced one after another. Okay, the problem we are dealing with right now is that we only have one control plane node. That's of course not advised for production environment. So if you have only one control plane node, it's hard to do the rolling update without any type of outage. This is probably what we're going to see here, where we already are booting up the other machine where the cluster upgrade is running, and this can happen that we sometimes run into short outages. Let's see if we see more instances now. Also not yet, but we can check the status of the deployment. Okay, so let's see if something has happened now. If we go to the control plane scale set or scale group, we see that there's now a new node that's being scheduled, control plane 1, that runs the new image, and then we'll replace the control plane 0. Let's go into the worker scale group. Okay, there's a still ongoing. Yeah, the rolling upgrade takes a bit of time, so let's wait a bit more until this has been completed. Okay, it took a bit of time until the new node was up and ready to join the cluster. We can see now that the control plane node 1 was joined here 2 minutes ago, and that the old node is already marked scheduling disabled. So now we need to wait until Kubernetes basically switches up to the new control plane node. Okay, so now we saw we got 2 timeouts. This is due to being here just one control plane node in that cluster, and then exchanging that one control plane node is always a bit of friction. But we can see control plane node 1 is now here. We can see that it has an upgraded Kubernetes version as well. Went one patch version up. This was part of the changes we did. Let's see what the Constellation status reports. Okay. So we see a brief timeout here. The Constellation services getting replaced as well. Same problem here. with the single control plane node, but we now see that we have one image and one Kubernetes version upgraded. This is our one control plane node. And now the same will occur for our worker nodes. And this will follow the same procedure. We're going to create a new node for every worker node with the new Kubernetes version, the new image version. We're going to join it to the cluster, and we terminate the old version. Let's go into the Azure portal again, go into our workers, and see if something's already happening. And we see here now that the control plane has been upgraded, so it's control plane first, and then the workers. Now that the control plane has been upgraded, we start upgrading and replacing the worker nodes. Okay, that's it for this video. We have seen how we go through an upgrade procedure, that we take the upgrade command, upgrade check to see what upgrades are available, that we apply them to the config. In this case, we even did one manual change where we updated the patch version in the config directly, and then fetched the measurements for this patch version so that we don't need to do the patch version upgrade separately and can do this in one step. And then finally, we saw it takes a bit of time until Constellation does the rolling upgrade mechanism of all your nodes. We see that if you have one control plane node, you have this friction, you have this point in time where just things needs to transfer to the other node. If you run the production environment with multiple control plane nodes, this should be more frictionless. Okay, and that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.